Jude Bellingham's meteoric ascent in the football world's nothing short of a fairy tale. Just 4 years ago, he was stepping onto the pitch in the English League's second tier. Fast forward to June 2023, and this young star's donning the famous white jersey of Real Madrid, with a price tag that's got heads spinning. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. And today, we're spilling 10 mind-blowing secrets that'll change the way you see him. So fasten your seatbelts, we're going deep into the heart of the Bellingham legend. But before we dive into these unknown facts about Jude Bellingham, do us a solid favor and hit that subscribe button. Oh, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and ring that notification bell like it owes you money. Number 10. He's from a sporting family. Well, you'll be amazed to know that the apple didn't fall far from the tree when it comes to Bellingham's footballing talent. The Bellingham family's all about football. I mean, they really live and breathe the sport. You've got Mark, who used to play football himself and scored an impressive 700+ goals in non-league games. He might not be a football pro, but that's some serious talent. And Mark went on to pass his love for the game to his son, Jude, who started playing at a young age. But that's not all. The football fever doesn't stop there. Jude's little brother, Job, is a pro footballer, and he's making waves in the English Championship. For our next fact, let's go all the way back to the beginning. Number 9. He signed for Birmingham City at age 7. Jude Bellingham's football journey kicked off when he was just a little 6-year-old kid playing for Stourbridge Football Club in the West Midlands. Now here's the interesting twist. Even though Jude was tearing it up on the field at Stourbridge, his family, well, they were hardcore Birmingham City FC fans. Yep, from a young age, Jude was all about cheering for the Blues. Then in 2010, Jude, with a passion for Birmingham City, did something amazing. He signed up with his favorite team at the ripe old age of 7. But here's where the hard work comes in. Jude didn't just waltz into the senior team. He had to put in the time and effort. For 9 whole years, he went through the ranks in the youth teams, honing his skills and waiting for a shot. And when that moment finally arrived, well, it's safe to say he made the most of it. Number 8. He was the youngest ever league starter. In August 2019, Jude made his professional debut. And guess what? He smashed a record. At just 16 years and 38 days old, he became the youngest player ever to start a game in an English league. Talk about making an entrance, right? But that's not all. By the end of that same month, Jude did it again. He netted his first goal for Birmingham City, and in doing so, he became the youngest goal scorer in the history of the club. And if you thought that was impressive, his very first senior season, Jude made a whopping 44 appearances and managed to score 4 goals. This guy was on fire, and he was just getting started. But that's not all. The next fact's gonna leave you speechless. Number 7. He became the most expensive 17-year-old ever. In 2020, Borussia Dortmund signed him up, and they didn't hold back. They shelled out a jaw-dropping £25 million to bring this young talent on board. That made him the priciest 17-year-old in the history of the game. Imagine being that valuable at such a young age. Jude inked a 5-year deal with Dortmund, and they didn't just stop at the transfer fee. His annual salary was pretty sweet too, at just over £1 million. Not too shabby for a teenager, right? Number 6. His number 22 shirt was retired. You won't believe what Birmingham City did for their hometown hero after he left for the Bundesliga. They went above and beyond to show their appreciation. You see, after Jude's outstanding first season, even though he was just a young gun, the club made a remarkable move. They did something that's typically reserved for the seasoned legends of the game. Birmingham City decided to retire his jersey number, the famous 22. That's not something you see every day, especially for a player so young. It's usually an honor reserved for the all-time greats. But Jude's incredible impact on the team made the club break tradition. Now that's a real testament to the mark he left on his hometown club. And speaking of remarkable moments, let's move on to our 5th fact. Number 5. He's the youngest Lion to appear in a major tournament. During England's Euro 2020 match against Croatia, with just 8 minutes left in the regular time, something truly special happened. Jude stepped onto the field to replace none other than the captain, Harry Kane. This move made him the youngest player to ever don the England jersey in a major tournament. Jude was only 17 years and 349 days old at the time, which is incredibly young to make such a mark. He broke a record that had been held by the legendary Michael Owen, who was 18 years and 183 days old when he played for England at the 1998 World Cup. So you see, Jude was not just making history, he was doing it at an age when most players are still dreaming of such opportunities. Before we move on to the next fact, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Number 4. He's the youngest English Champions League player. Just 2 months after he joined Borussia Dortmund, he found himself on the pitch facing off against Lazio in a Champions League group stage showdown. But here's the thing, at just 17 years and 113 days old, he became the youngest Englishman to grace the Champions League in over 3 decades. Before Jude, it was Manchester City's Phil Foden who held that record. But Jude, with his incredible talent and determination, managed to break that long-standing record. He was just 17 and had already achieved something most players could only dream of. It's safe to say he was taking the football world by storm. Number 3. Idolized Rooney and Gerard. Jude Bellingham had some pretty big football heroes while growing up. He looked up to England legends Wayne Rooney and Steve Gerrard, and he wasn't shy about it. In an interview with Bundesliga.com, he spilled the beans, saying, "For me, it was always Wayne Rooney and Steven Gerrard. When I was younger, all I ever wanted was a Birmingham shirt. And then the more and more I watched Wayne Rooney, it was like all I wanted was a Wayne Rooney shirt. And all I wanted was a Steve Gerrard shirt." These kinds of people, they kind of mold the way that you play because you admire them so much. So yeah, these two are probably my two biggest heroes in football. It's pretty cool to hear how these football legends had such a profound impact on the way Jude approached the game. Great players inspiring future great players. That's what makes this sport so special. Number 2. He's the third most expensive 19-year-old ever. Jude Bellingham's transfer to Real Madrid was nothing short of historic. The deal involved a whopping €100 million, making it the third most expensive transfer for a 19-year-old in the history of the game. The only deals that surpassed this in terms of teenager price tags were Joao Felix's €126 million move from Benfica to Atletico Madrid in 2019 and Kylian Mbappe's jaw-dropping €180 million switch to PSG just a year earlier. But Jude's move to Real Madrid didn't just make headlines for its youth record. It also ranks as the 11th largest transfer in the history of the sport. That's some serious money being thrown around in the football world, and Jude Bellingham's right at the center of it. Number 1. He's the 4th most valuable player in the world. Well, Jude Bellingham's journey took another incredible turn when he made the switch to Real Madrid. His stock skyrocketed, and as of July 2023, he's currently the 4th most valuable player in the world, according to Transfermarkt. Standing at a whopping €120 million, his market valuation's mind-blowing. In his new club, he's keeping company with some heavyweights. His teammate, Vinicius Jr., is in the 3rd spot with a valuation of whopping €150 million, and at the very top are none other than Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland, both commanding a jaw-dropping €180 million each. But Jude didn't just bring in big numbers, he also made a huge impact on the field. In his first 3 league games for Los Blancos, he dazzled with 4 goals and an assist, which earned him the prestigious title of La Liga's Player of the Month for August. And he's the first ever English player to win this esteemed award. As he continues to work his magic in the league, Jude played in 7 more games, and by October 2023, he's hit the back of the net 10 times. That's a goal a game, putting him in the League of Legends like Cristiano Ronaldo. Plus, he's etched his name in the history books by becoming the first player in the 21st century to score 8 goals in his first 8 league games for Real Madrid. That's it for today's video. Which fact surprised you the most? Drop a comment below. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to stay tuned for more captivating insights on your favorite sports stars. Thanks for joining us today.